Good evening, viewers, and thanks for joining the Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. Dancer star Adidja Vibes cartel Palmer has seemingly had a setback in its long-running legal battle to appeal his murder conviction before the UK Privy Council following a refusal of permission to appeal additional grounds advanced by his legal team. This refusal, which was handed down on February 15, 2023, relates to applications to bring fresh evidence to support his murder appeal. His co-convicts Sean Campbell, Sean Storm, Kyra Jones, and Andre St. John were similarly refused. In providing clarity, Director of Public Prosecutions Paul O'Leary said Palmer's main appeal still stands and remains outstanding. Palmer is also appealing his conviction and sentence for the 2011 slaying of his associate Clive Lizard Williams. Convicted in 2014, Cartel has been in custody since September 2011. The Jamaican Court of Appeal in April 2020 had ordered that Cartel must serve at least 32 years and 6 months instead of the 35 years minimum parole period he was sentenced to serve for the murder of Williams. Campbell and Jones were ordered to serve 22 years and 6 months, while St. John will serve 27 years and 6 months. Moving over to Antigua and Barbuda. The Antigua and Barbuda government is monitoring a high court case in Trinidad and Tobago where a judge has temporarily blocked the immigration department from deporting 5 Cameroonians who arrived there last November after fleeing their homeland, fearing they would have been killed by military forces there. Last week, the High Court granted the application to the lawyers representing the African nationals less than 4 hours before they were to be placed on a flight to Panama and then back to Cameroon. Governor General Sir Rodney Williams said that the Gaston Browne administration, which is dealing with a similar situation where hundreds of people from Cameroon are stranded, is aware of the High Court ruling in Port of Spain. Earlier this month, Information Minister Melford Nicholas told reporters that the government had decided, while West Africans will not be afforded Antiguan and Barbudan citizenship, those who choose to remain in the country could be offered residency and work permits. The Antiguan government had previously announced that hundreds of Africans who arrived in the country on chartered flights in recent months would be allowed to remain. Reports are that the Immigration Department had been tasked with tracking down and investigating just how many of the Africans would like to be repatriated. And finally, Rakaya Boyer, the former Miss Guyana who represented her nation in Miss Universe, Miss World, as well as Miss International, has been reported missing by her family members in the United States. The former beauty queen, aged 33, was last seen on February 16, 2023, around the Chicago Union Station in Chicago, Illinois. Despite conflicting reports about Boyer, her family members maintain that she's still missing in the US, where she migrated a few years ago, and are requesting her safe return to offer her the best possible care. The Guyanese beauty queen held both the titles of Miss Guyana Universe and Miss Guyana World. Family members and relatives of the model are concerned about her mental state, according to sources. It has also been reported that she spent several weeks in a U.S. mental health facility after being admitted by a court. Boyer's sister Marcella Simon is asking people to look for her around the Chicago area. She further said that Boyer was recently released from a hospital in Washington, D.C. and made her way to Virginia, and before her family or relatives could reach her, she left Virginia for Chicago. That has concluded tonight's regional news. I am Joel Vogt. Thanks for watching, and back to you, Alethea.